That's real rap, though. That do keep you in the right... Yeah, it keep you in the right zone. You know what I mean?
When the world beating your back, beating your mean,
exactly.
Beating you down.
Exactly.
I guess I'm one of the fortunate ones. If I ask, she'd be like, all right. If I say, Angie, I need some, she'd be like, all right. Yeah, there are times where we sit up there and...
I'm like, how far is this about to go? How far is this about to go?
No, it ain't going that far. No, it ain't going that far. It ain't going that far. There are times where we'll text each other. Oh, yeah, tonight. And I look at her.
Bro, I'm ready to cut the mic if I need to.
Listen, I look at her.
Thank you.
Oh, we on the mic? Oh, no, I'm good. I ain't saying nothing. I'm good. I ain't saying nothing. You know me. All right.
Yeah.
Freedom. Everybody, this is the coach.
And this is the Beacon. And this is the Point Blank Perspectives podcast.
That's right.
Listen, I like it.
That's right.
So,
I was sitting there and I got in from work.
Okay.
And
work. Here you go already. No, go ahead.
Oh, whatever. And I was eating a hoagie and I'm sitting there and I was like, dang, what is freedom? And it looks in so many different forms.
Did you feel like you had freedom while you was eating your hoagie?
Yes, I did.
I know you did.
I did have freedom. I had nobody bothering me.
Right.
It was quiet.
Right.
Freedom.
Right.
So let's talk about freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the different things of freedom.
Mm-hmm.
So real quick, if you free,
I was about to say, what?
Get back with us. But real quick, like and share this podcast, like and share, and have a conversation.
Yes, you have the freedom to do what you want, but we would prefer.
Okay.
I was making a little plug.
Okay, that's fine. And so, what is freedom to you?
Nobody getting on my nerves.
Oh.
Like, at the end of the day, it's nobody getting on my nerves. Like, when I think about it, as a kid, it's like, okay, well, I don't want my parent getting on my nerves. I don't want my siblings getting on my nerves. Mm-hmm. And as a grown person, it's like, I don't want my boss getting on my nerves. I don't want my kids getting on my nerves. I don't want my wife getting on my nerves, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. So literally, it's when I have the ability to not have anybody like irritate what's going on. And that's probably that was the first thing that came to my mind. It's probably deeper than that, but that's the first thing that came to my mind.
I think freedom to me, I'm not going to talk about the Speedos part.
Come on, bro.
Okay. But freedom to me is when I can sit back and not worry about too much. That's freedom.
Yeah.
One form of freedom.
Mm-hmm.
I can sit back and just relax.
Yeah, that's
and
freedom.
Have the ability to maybe not do what I want to do because I'm married. So I'm not going to be able to do what I want to do, but just have the thought.
Wait a minute.
Listen.
You know what? I'm going to let you live. I'm not going to dig deep. Go ahead. Keep going, man.
And maybe just in my little mind, just had the freedom of, I want to do that. And maybe, no, I can't do that. But I want to do that. But that's the freedom of thinking. No, all jokes aside. Freedom for me is just be able to get up and go where I want to go. Because I remember a time I didn't have that freedom.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was able to get up, and I'm able now to get up and go to work. Mm-hmm. Get up and go downstairs and get something to eat.
Yeah, no, that's real.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
those
real,
type of freedoms where I still think about sometimes. Because there's times when I'm sitting downstairs and I may be drinking a cup of coffee or something, and I'm like, dang, I remember when.
But you know what, though, to be fair to your point, there is something to be said about having a new appreciation for freedom when you've been in a situation where you didn't have your freedom or when your freedom was taken away from you.
Right.
Because I didn't go through that. Mm-hmm. But I remember when I was sick, when I had the cancer, and I couldn't eat what I wanted to. I couldn't go where I wanted to go. I couldn't have people around me. Like, it was a lot of stuff that I didn't have the freedom to do.
Right.
And it's kind of funny because people now, when they see how I live my life, they always like, wow, you always seem like you're enjoying yourself. You always living your best life and this, that, and the third. And honestly, coming out on the other side of that situation, it changed my perspective of life.
Okay.
So it's almost like I operate all the time in this space of freedom.
Right. And some people I know where, so like I'm in upstate, and you will see guys go home. You be like, all right, man, go out there and live your best life. Beacon, there's one dude that came back in a couple of hours. So in the morning time, we had breakfast, he left. By the time 6 o'clock for dinner, he was coming right back.
Damn, that's a job.
So the older gentleman, and I'm ear hustling, the older gentleman like, yo, what happened?
Right.
He said, man, I couldn't take the freedom. I was used to structure. And I said to myself, no, when I get this freedom back, there is no coming back.
Right.
You know, we're not doing that. But and for me, that's mentally, and I'm going to say it, mentally he was fucked up. You know what I mean? He couldn't understand what freedom was. Freedom to him was structure. And at that time,
which is crazy when you think.
At that time, I didn't understand it, and it was like, well, all that out you got. Why you here? But I had to understand that was freedom to him.
Yeah,
he didn't have to worry about nothing. He knew he had 3 meals. He knew he had a place to lay his head. He knew that if it was cold outside, he was going to get a coat. If I wanted to go to the store, if I work where he may not have that job, he may not be able to get a job, I at least can get a job and able to eat and go to the store. So that was his freedom of coming back. I didn't understand it.
I was about to say, I don't know if it's necessarily freedom.
In his mind, it was.
No. I get what you're saying, but I'm saying in the context of the word freedom, I don't know that that's necessarily freedom. But if it is, it's more so like freedom from decision making or free. Like there's a certain specific type of freedom that is, because it sounded like that person needed, like you said, structure, or they needed organization or a schedule in their life to where they didn't enjoy the idea of literally being able to pick and choose what they could do. Right. Or at least they didn't know how to make the right decisions when they were put in that position. Right. So that's crazy.
It's sad.
That is sad.
It is sad. Very, very sad.
But it's a true thing though, because I've heard that from people. Like I've heard people say that's been locked up, that it's easier for them when they locked up, and when they come out, it's hard for them. Right. Especially depending on how long you've been in, or how long you've been going in and out.
Yes, that is true.
Because some people, like, that's all they know is they've been away for so long, that becomes the structure that they're accustomed to. Right. Whereas when you finally get out, and it's like, oh no, you have the ability to pick and choose where you want to go, what you want to do. Right. They don't know what to do.
Don't know what
or to do. Or the only thing they've ever been exposed to is stuff that's going to put them right back where they was at. So, yeah, that is a sad thing, man.
So now, I was thinking about something, and it's for you and I.
Okay.
What does freedom look like to a man that's married or somebody that's single? Would you like to, what does freedom look like to you? Because, you're single,
I am single.
The ladies that's out there, I'm always trying to set you up. The ladies that's out there.
Taking a sip. He's taking a sip.
The ladies that's out there, they want to know.
They don't care.
Okay,
they don't care.
Whatever.
I tell you, don't nobody want me.
Okay,
I don't know why you'll be listening.
So what does freedom look like to you that's a single person? I'm intrigued. I haven't been single for a while.
So freedom for me as a single man is the ability for me to not have to think about anybody else's feelings, about anybody. Well, let me take that back. Because when I'm saying that, I mean like when you come home.
Got you. Okay.
So like when I come home, and I'm assuming in your case, because you're married, when you come home.
That's what
Babe, how was your day?
Right.
Or she'll ask you how your day was. And some days you want to have that conversation, some days you don't.
Right.
for me, I don't never have to worry about that.
Right, okay.
But that's why I wanted to backtrack and not say I don't have to care about nobody's feelings, because I do care about people's feelings in general. But in that particular, for what we're talking about right now, I have the ability to not have to overthink things. Like I literally can think for myself.
Got you.
That's probably the best way for me to say it, is I can literally think for myself.
Got you.
I don't have to worry about whether this decision is going to be approved or agreed upon with this other person. I don't have to worry about if I make a mistake, is it going to impact somebody else's life? Because it's just me. There are some elements of my life where those decisions matter, but for the most part, I can pretty much do what I want to do when I want to do it.
Gotcha.
And I love that. So what about you? When can you do what you want to do when you want to do it?
And people that have kids don't kill me. That's what I'm going to say. Got this 9-year-old. I want to cry sometimes.
Cry for what?
Freedom to me is when I run in the bathroom because he can't follow me.
That's a shame. And
I just hear, dad, dad, give me a hug. Not right now.
Dad, he can't get a hug.
Not right now. But he gets a hug. And freedom is, like you said, when I get home before my wife and before Freddie get out of school. So I just get to sit there.
Right.
And sometimes, don't matter if it's raining. It don't even matter. You know me, it don't even matter. I'll go outside and have a cigar where I don't have nobody saying anything to me. I don't have to, like you say, so what, worry about anybody. It's, you know what? I just got to worry about me and this cigar and my own thoughts. That's freedom.
So like, even if you take a cigar, for example, right?
Yeah.
I can smoke a cigar and I can go home and I don't have to worry about a process. Because cigars got strong scents.
That is true.
So I would imagine that sometimes when you smoke your cigar, when you come in the house,
wife,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I leave my clothes at the basement. Especially when I come from a cigar lounge, she be like,
oh yeah, it's a wrap then.
She be like, ooh, Freddie, take your clothes in the basement. What? She said, I don't care what you got to do. Get those clothes out of here. So now I got to take the clothes, put them in the washing machine, go jump in the shower. Before I get to bed, I may get in the house around 1:30, 2 o'clock. Now I got to do all this and I'm tired. And I'll be like, oh, God. And that's when I'll be like, man, I wish, oh, my gosh.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes for me, I can just come home and if I feel like it, most of the time I'll take a shower or whatever. But sometimes if it's been a long day, I was like, you know what? I'll take the clothes, I'll lay down, and I'll deal with the sheets and all that in the morning. Like, because I'm tired.
Right. But again, freedom is, I have freedom. Because one thing I can say, my wife doesn't nag me. She gives me the freedom to let me be me.
Okay.
That I don't have that problem where a lot of husbands do.
Okay.
Because also, you know, I know my wife and the same thing vice versa. We give each other the freedom to do what we need to do. If I sit up there and say, you know what, Angie, I'm gonna go ahead and smoke a cigar. She'll be like, all right, that's freedom to me. If I be like, you know what, I don't really buy too much stuff, whatever about that. But if I wanna go somewhere, another thing, and everybody don't have this freedom. We're fortunate, and I'm gonna say we're very fortunate, and I'm not bragging. We're fortunate we have 2 cars. So that's a freedom where I can get up and say, well, you know what, I'll be back. I got a car I can go to point A to point B and come right on back.
Right.
So that's another freedom as far as being married. It's other freedoms, but they the 2 things that come to me that means a lot to me.
So I guess the question that I would ask you, because I'm curious to know, was the freedom kind of naturally established, or were there like certain conversations that y'all had to kind of determine what freedom looks like for the both of y'all?
Yes.
Yes to what?
That
y'all had conversations?
There had to be a conversation.
Gotcha, okay.
And this is before we got married.
Gotcha, because you know some people, they get married, or I won't even say married, sometimes they get in relationships. And you know, you used to being free because you're single, you get in a relationship and you still try to do the same free stuff.
You still try to be single.
Yeah, exactly.
That doesn't work.
So at the level that you get married,
right,
I would imagine like there's another level of
Right.
having to have a conversation to understand, okay, well, what does freedom look like now?
Because also freedom can respect.
Right.
Freedom comes with respect. So we're going to have that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I like for Angie. I give her an hour after she comes home to unwind.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. That's a lot, especially, again, I'm not in the corporate world. So for people that in the corporate world that has to digress or, decompress.
Yeah, that's
right. That's big for y'all.
That's the thing, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I drive trucks.
Well, it was a thing.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
I didn't want to go there, but okay.
Go ahead.
But so we both give each other space.
Mm-hmm.
And I have, again, another important thing, and I'm not throwing it in people's face. I have the freedom to say what I have to say to my wife in loving, and she doesn't get offended.
Mm-hmm.
That's freedom when we're talking about marriage and we're talking about having these conversations.
Mm-hmm.
I have the freedom to say, you know what, I can say this because she knows that I'm saying it out of love.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the freedom as far as I have.
That's good.
I don't go. I'm not gonna go into no other stuff, but
No, I just wanted to ask that question because I think it's important for people that are watching and listening to understand that you have your freedoms, but there's a way to get to that point of having that freedom. It's not just that y'all got married and you just decided you was just going to do what you want to do, and she was going to decide that she was going to do what she wanted to do.
Right.
Y'all had to have certain conversations that kind of said, okay, this is what freedom looks like for me. She said, this is what freedom looks like for me, and y'all met somewhere in the middle on wherever y'all were at.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, so I just wanted to...
Which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So if you're in a relationship, you should have this conversation so you know what freedom is.
Yeah, have them conversations with your people.
So, that's... So a big thing that I was also thinking about, like, do you consider money equal to freedom?
It depends.
Okay, go ahead.
So having the right amount of money can be freeing.
Okay.
But it may not provide you freedom. Meaning that you can have a decent amount of money, or you can have a lot of money, and you can have the ability to be able to go places and buy things like you want to and all that kind of stuff.
Like you?
No, not like me.
Okay, go ahead. Okay.
No, not like me.
All right.
But at the same time, when you're in a position, when you're in a position, the producer acted up today, man. First, he's taking sips of drinks at certain times. They ain't cutting his eyes at me like, come on, man.
Good.
Like I said, that ain't my situation.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Okay.
But no, so the other side of it, though, is that when you have money, you get looked at as the resource.
Okay.
So there's a certain level of not being free. So like even in my situation, like even though I haven't worked, there's people sometimes that come to me and ask me for money. Because there's a perception of, well, he has it.
Right. Okay.
And so there's times when maybe I do have it, there's times when I don't have it.
Okay.
But it's never a freeing thing because, and again, I'm speaking from the level of money in which I can comprehend. Because there's some people that got so much money, they don't even need to think about it. It's like, oh, if you need it, I got you, don't worry about it.
Right.
But that ain't my situation, like I said earlier.
Not mine either. I
think it's two sides of it. I think it can be freeing when you have enough of it and it allows you to do the things that you want to do and make the choices that you want to make. But I think there's also the flip side of when you do have a lot of money, a lot of times there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that money.
Okay.
And you're responsible for people that don't have those resources. So there's a certain pressure.
You said a certain pressure?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was never fortunate to have money where I can help somebody out where it may seem like it's pressure. I'm just saying I don't see that, but okay. No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But I don't know. When I thought about it, the money, freedom, I don't know. I believe that, I guess it depends on, like you said, how much money do you have? Because I'm sitting at a cigar lounge, I'm not going to say where it was at, and these two older gentlemen was complaining about where they're going to take where they're taking their wives at for vacation.
Mm-hmm.
One was pissed off because he was like, man, I got to take my wife, want to go to Paris.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there like, what? I don't understand that one. And the other one was like, oh yeah, wait, either he said Morocco or one of them islands around there. He said they was talking. I was just like, I'm ear hustling, but I don't want to seem like I'm ear hustling. So I was just like, wow. To me, that's a lot of freedom. Also freedom when it come to money. I learned it. Angie taught me about freedom with money when you can do bill payer and I don't have to worry about paying bills. That's freedom. Because when I started doing bill payer, oh my gosh, it was so much freedom because I was the person, single, that I always paid my bills late. Because listen, don't laugh, listen. I would see the bill come in, and I would say, all right, I'm gonna pay that. And I totally forget about it. And then another bill come in and say, oh, you got this late fee. And I'd be like, that was so stressful.
Right.
And then I met Angie. And I did it one time. She said, what you doing? What, you ain't pay that bill? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna pay it. She said, sit down. I'm gonna show you bill payer. And I didn't know what it was. I was like, all right. And she said, you don't have to worry about that. As long as you keep a job, you don't have to worry about those bills because they're under bill payer. And I understood the freedom of I don't have to worry about a bill.
Yeah, because that's what I was going to say. As long as you got money coming in.
As long as you got a job,
bill payer
you don't have to worry about bill payer.
But when you don't got no money coming in, that freedom goes away. You start trying to pull your stuff out of there. Hold up.
You better,
what this do?
Right.
You pull that out of there.
Right, you better cut off bill payer quickly.
You got to call it, did they process that yet?
But yeah, that's as far as, that's what freedom with money looked like to me. As far as being married. Bill paying. It's just the simple things where I'm able to go to the store. If I want to get a soda, go get a soda. That's.
Now, if we talking about financial freedom, to me that's well, I guess we were already talking about that. But
go ahead.
I have another thing about that too, which is.
Oh, I'm listening. I got my cup.
Financial freedom is when your money is able to work for you. So that's another thing with financial freedom.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before.
Yes, you have.
Just allowing your money to be somewhere growing for you or having your money invested in something that is making money for you without you having to do any type of physical labor for it.
Okay.
When you have enough of that set up, that's a great place to be too. But again, like they say, more money, more problems. So it's like, okay, you have more assets that you can draw money from, but now you have the responsibility of making sure those assets stay intact and to make sure that they're within compliance and to make sure that everything is all right with them. So, but there is something to be said about having money working for you and making you more money. Like that's a great place of freedom to be in.
Right. And we already talked about, I was thinking about, can you have freedom in a marriage? But we already talked about that. So it's just like, right, because I was thinking about, I'm sitting there as you talking, I'm like, dang, I'm talking about the finances. And then I was like, dang, I'm married. Yeah, I got freedom. I don't win. I got freedom. I got enough.
Well, what about this? What about financial freedom in a marriage?
Okay. A lot of people that have problem financially in a marriage, there are times where I look at it two ways. One, sometimes us as men, we act Neanderthal. We act back in the day Neanderthal, where that's not your best suit. And we don't want to relinquish that to our spouse. That is a better at it with us. Okay. Like if I was a Neanderthal, I would have never listened to Angie. I ain't doing no bill paying. I got this. You feel what I'm saying? And my life would have been, we would have had a problem. Let me just say, me and her would have had a major problem.
Dark, try to do the podcast.
Right. We'd have had a major problem. So that's one where sometimes as men, we don't want to relinquish that. And then two, and this is a big problem for people that's married and having financial problems. They're not working as a team.
Yeah.
They're not working as one. Because when it comes to finances, if there's a problem that's going to arise, you should be able to go to your spouse and say, look, we need to talk about this. Like, so you know Angie, she orders a lot from Amazon. She orders a lot from Amazon.
I mean, listen, when you got it, you got it.
And I think I talked about this. Someone said, we were talking about Amazon. And I like, yo, yeah, my wife, she always gets stuff from Amazon. And then the guy that I'm talking to, he got upset. Oh, Fred, man, my wife always. And so I'm listening to him and I was like, okay. And I asked him a question. Do your wife work? Yeah, she worked. And I was like, well, why are you mad?
Oh, yeah, I remember you talking about
right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why are you mad? Because that's her money.
Right.
I said, are your bills? No, she handle all that. And that's all I asked him. Well, why are you mad? Because she wants to order from Amazon. And so when we were talking about the marriage, money, you got to work as a team.
Right.
You got to talk about these things. And a lot of people, when you're married and you're coming from two different points of views of how you was raised and how you look at money. So that's a lot of times where the problem may come at. I look at money one certain way and my spouse may look at money another certain way, which meaning if my spouse was a single parent, she had to do some things that she did not want to do. Take Rob Paul from Peter? Or,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Rob Peter to pay Paul.
Right, and depending on how long she was a single parent and then you came into her life, you may say, yo, let's do it this way. But she may want to, but her inner self be like, no, I may not trust him. So then that's going to be a problem. And now there's no freedom. There's no nothing. It's just chaos. Chaos. I'm just fortunate, again, that I don't have that problem with my wife.
Yeah.
But those are the times when married, money, there's a problem.
Yeah. And it's crazy to me because even though I'm not married, every time, and I think I've mentioned this too on the podcast before, where it's like when I think of marriage, I always think of it as a partnership. So I'm always thinking of it as like two people bringing their resources together in order to like make their lives easier on each other. And obviously, there's going to be some bumps in the road with all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, to me, that's how marriage should be. But when you just was talking before, you were saying how like some people are stuck in this Neanderthal thinking or Neanderthal way of thinking where they feel like, oh no, I got it. It's cool. I don't need your help and all that. And it's like, but wait a minute. If you got this person over here that knows and there's somebody who you can trust, why would you not like allow that person to enter and help you out?
Excuse me. You should trust.
Right.
Because all the time.
What'd I say? You don't know? You just cut me off, yo. You know what I'm saying?
You said that you trust.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And I'm saying you should, because you should trust the person.
You should. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it happens. It happens. You.
But that's just so wild to me though, because in my mind, like, I'm always logically thinking, right? So in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, wait, you got down on your knee, you went out and bought a ring, like all this money. You said to this person, like, took your vows and said, I want to spend the rest of my life with this person.
Right, go ahead.
And then when you got this person that's also agreed to be with you for the rest of their lives and y'all want to, love each other till death do you part and all that other stuff, now this person wants to help you and you don't want them to help you? Like, I logically don't understand that thinking.
Because that'll be a whole different... that would be a whole different...
I don't want to veer us too far.
Oh boy! That's so. I'm gonna go down this road a little bit because you asked the question, so I must oblige you.
Yes, please.
Because I'm married, I'm gonna oblige you.
Yes,
why?
I appreciate that.
Assholes be acting like this. This is what I'm gonna say. Assholes. The problem is, again, you got two people that is stuck in their ways so much that they're always butting heads. And either one or both feel as though if I give up or give, I lose a piece of me.
They don't want to relinquish the power.
Right. Because we both been living single, or the woman's been living as a single mother or a single person. So now you got two single people that look at money different. And now we're trying to put this puzzle together and the pieces aren't fitting at all because all you got to do is just shave it down a little bit, jackass, and then you put it together. But no, we don't want to do that. We want to still, especially us men. Stop laughing, man. I'm serious.
I know you're serious, but it's just funny, though.
Especially us men, we have a problem with that. I've been living my life all this way, and this is where I've been doing it. I ain't been at, but you struggle with. You struggle in that field.
Right.
Or the female, oh yeah, me and my kids, this is the way we've been doing it. But that's why I'm here to help you out.
Right.
I'm here to relieve some of that from you. But I'm gonna bury that. I buried that. We're gonna leave that alone. But that's it. We'll dig that up another time. But,
all right, so to bring us back on the topic of freedom.
Thank you. Bring us back. Bring us back. Woosah.
So,
Go ahead.
If you can reflect on a time when you was younger, can you remember a time where you felt, or maybe even the first time, well, it could be two things.
Okay.
Either the first time you felt like you experienced freedom, or just a time when you were younger that you felt like you had freedom.
I think, hold on, let me. I believe the first time I felt freedom and I thought I was the man is when don't laugh too loud at me. Don't laugh. Is when my mom let me off the steps and I was able to go off the steps.
Oh, no, I ain't gonna laugh at that. That's a good joke.
When my mom was like, go ahead, Freddie, just be back before the lights come on.
Yeah.
Before the lights come on.
I ain't gonna laugh at that.
Bring your behind back on that step.
Right.
And when I first got off the step, I was like, oh man, I didn't know what to do. I stood there for a minute like, man,
you was like the bull. The bull you talking about earlier that ended up going back.
Oh yeah, that was me. I would listen. When I ran outside, and I was like, I stood there, I looked back at my house. Yeah, I was the bull like that. I need to go back in the house.
That's the structure.
Right. And at the same, and when other freedom, and they coincide one to one.
Okay.
Is when I first got my first, I can't remember how much it was. I first got my thing of allowance. Oh my gosh. That's when Chico Sticks was 10 cents. A quarter. Chico Sticks was a quarter. Yeah. And I would go to the store. At that time, they moved hand in hand. First allowance, be able to run free like a wild animal. and they coincide one on one. And I said, Freddie, we going to the store.
Right.
And I was all happy. I was happy.
Right.
And then, you know how you in an unfamiliar place? It was unfamiliar with me because I was going by myself. But I was familiar with it because I used to go with my mom. But when my mom let me go, it's like, ooh, this is new. I enjoy it. I enjoy the freedom, but I was still scared. Because you can have freedom and at the same time be scared at the same time.
You know, that's real.
So I was so happy. Those are the two times I think every kid, you able to go by yourself and you able to go to the store by yourself and you got a couple of coins that you can run to the store. Especially, you really flex when you go with your friends and they ain't got no money. Oh boy. We had one friend. He didn't have that much money. Oh, I was flexing big time. What you need? Come on, man. Let's get a hug. A hug.
Let's get a hug.
Yeah, listen. I'm going back a little bit. A hug was, I think, 25 cents. I think my allowance.
Quarter water.
Yeah, quarter water. Yeah. I think my mom gave me, my first allowance, my mom gave me $5. My first allowance. But she didn't give me a $5 bill. She gave me ones.
So you was balling.
I was balling. She gave me ones, but she said, here, only take $2.
Okay.
And if you spend it all, you won't get this $2 until later on in the week.
Right.
I didn't understand that at first. I treated everybody on my $2, and that's when I realized the freedom of listening to my mom. Because I did not get that money until maybe next Thursday. I was, what? But it taught me a lesson. But go ahead, I'm sorry. Those were the 2 times. Boy, it brings back memories. I'm sorry, go ahead. What about you? I'm sorry, what about you?
No, those is good joys, man. Especially the joke when you were talking about how the first time you were able to go off without your parent watching you.
Right.
You know, that's
right.
A good joy.
Yeah.
That's a good joy.
I don't know as a kid who doesn't know that freedom.
Yeah.
That's good. And when I think when I went to school by myself, because I went to Longstretch. I lived in Southwest Philly. I went to Longstretch. And my mom would walk us, and at a certain point, she said, all right, you go to school by yourself. And I was like, wow, I had my book bag on. I was so happy until I got in the building. I couldn't stay at school. But it was the fact of me from my house to the school, it had to be about maybe 5 blocks. So from my house to those 5 blocks was the most freest, joyous, because I was doing it.
Right.
But when I went through those gates, I hated it. I said, gosh. But the fact that I went every day.
Right.
Because of that freedom I had.
Right.
But go ahead. What about you?
So I think when I was younger, like freedom just naturally was a thing because my mom always worked. And so
you was one of those kids.
Yeah, I was in the house by myself.
Oh, you was one of those kids.
A lot.
Okay.
And then I used to walk to school, but I used to walk to school with my friends. And like I think 3rd grade, we was walking to school.
I didn't have that freedom. No, I didn't even have that freedom, buddy. Not even close. Nah, not even close.
But no, to your point, like I remember as a
you
kid.
Said 3rd grade?
Yeah, 3rd grade. Yeah, 3rd grade. We was walking to school. But we was in like a all right neighborhood at the time.
Okay.
Like if I showed you now where it was, you'd be like, oh, for real, y'all was walking through here? But it wasn't like how it is.
Got
now.
you.
It's a little different now. But yeah, being able to walk to school on my own at such a young age. And then the one you just said, but I would go another level. So it's the first one of being able to not have to stay in that same space where your parent can see you.
Right.
So that's the first thing. But the next one was being able to be out all night. Like being out all night without no parent supervision. That was the best joy. That was the best joy.
I was living on my own when that happened.
That was the best joy. I was still living. So it got to a point where my mom would be like, yo, just let me know where you gonna be at. And whatever.
I don't have that freedom. I never had that freedom.
But it was dope because...
Okay, go ahead.
It was dope because I knew so many other kids that their parents would have never trusted them to do that. But because my mom, I had never given her a reason not to trust me, it was kind of cool that she gave me that freedom. And it was times where I could have got caught up in, some other stuff when I was out there, but it was like, I always thought to myself, if she trusts me this much, I don't really want to break that.
Right.
And that's not to say I'm a saint, because Lord knows I ain't.
Okay.
But I'm just saying that it was cool that, at a certain age that was younger than most, she had this trust in me to be like, all right, I don't really like him being out this late, but he seems to enjoy it and his friends seem cool, so I'm going to let him...
So when you say out late, what do you mean out late? And what age are we talking about? So
I remember being like, I want to say like 12.
Come again?
13.
What?
Like going to, I would be supposed to go to my friend's house and come back at a certain time.
Okay.
But when we was younger, we would, we used to play outside. So we'd be at the basketball court or riding our bikes or something like that. And we'd be out, and before you know, we look up, it's like 2, 3 in the morning.
What?
Yeah, no, now granted, I got in trouble a lot because even though my mom trusted me, her thing was, you didn't even say where you was going to be at and all this because we ain't had cell phones then.
Yeah.
So it was like you had to be at somebody's house in order to make the call, or you had to have a payphone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So there was no cell phone. So for us, it was like, all right, we outside, and I know I'm going to get in trouble, but I'm out here now. So my might as well just go ahead.
I got what you're saying, right.
Yeah, so it was that type thing.
Right.
But
because you know your freedom Gary get taken.
yeah, I already know my freedom.
So you might just go all the way out.
Right. So it was that type of thing. So it was that. But then the other freedom I look back on is the first time I got a paycheck and I was able to go into the stores I couldn't go in before I got my own paycheck.
Ooh. Okay.
So like when I was growing up, I never had no name brand stuff.
Me either.
Like I had like Timberlands maybe, but outside of that, clothes, it was always like Bugle Boy and I don't even remember the names of the other stuff, but it wasn't like the Nauticas and the Tommy Hilfigers and all that people was wearing. What?
Not me.
What?
I had Woolworth, Thriftway. I didn't have.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying
Bugle Boys ain't no Woolworth.
Bruh, by the time I was,
what we talking about?
By the time I was going to Bugle Boy, we was getting the joint off the clearance rack. We wasn't getting nothing crazy. My shirts was like $10.
At what store?
At Bugle Boy. Bugle Boy had like a clearance joint.
$10?
Yes. I used to get $10 like little polo shirts or something. They ain't had nothing on them.
My shirts, I had $10. That made it got me 5 shirts. What are we talking about?
I mean, you older than me though. So
okay. All right. You know what? You're right. You're right.
I'm saying by the time I was going into Bugle Boy, I'm saying Bugle Boy wasn't the thing. Okay. It was Nautica. It was Tommy Hilfiger. It was Guess.
Okay.
It was Polo. It was all of that. Okay. That was all the main stuff. Bugle Boy was like you saying, it was like Woolworth and Kmart, and then probably Bugle Boy, and then so that's what I'm saying. Okay. But I never was in a position to where I had like the real name brand stuff. Okay, all right. So once I got my first paycheck and I was able to go into them stores.
You balled out, didn't you?
Yeah, I probably did ball out.
Oh, the freedom!
Because I remember me and my boy, we used to go there because we both worked up at the mall.
Okay. And
we used to get our checks and we just go to the store and we'd be looking for like the newest jeans and all that. Ooh. So yeah, we used to.
The freedom of just spending your money.
Well, the freedom of spending your money and not having like real responsibilities.
Okay, that goes hand in hand.
But I'm just saying, but it's a different life though. Because you don't even be making that much money, but it feel like a lot of money.
You ain't lying.
So like when I was a kid, you couldn't tell me I wasn't balling. But I was probably playing with like $1,000 or $500. Like I was probably playing with something light.
Wait, hold on. Time out. Give me.
Don't ask no questions. No, I'm not going to answer. Whatever questions you about to ask me, I'm not going to answer. Go ahead. Because I can't answer them.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah, I'm not going to answer any questions you about to ask me because I can't
And I keep on forgetting the time frame.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So I'm not answering your questions.
Okay, because hugs wasn't a quarter.
But listen, all I'm telling you is I'm not answering your whatever question you about to ask me about my financials.
I'm not even going to answer the question. I'm not even going to ask the question. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not taking no questions at this time.
You got it. Won't be no questions asked.
But I'm just saying that when you making money and you don't have any responsibilities, you feel like you up. Like you feel like you balling. Mm-hmm. And then when you making even more money than that as an adult, but you got so much responsibilities, it's like, yo.
Yeah.
Like, how am I making this? And this feels like nothing.
Right.
But when I had a quarter of this or a fifth of this, I felt like I was balling. But it's because I ain't had no responsibilities.
Yeah.
So those are the two freedoms that I recall. Is, being home alone on my own, having the freedom to roam the streets when I was younger, and that when I was younger, just making money and not having no real responsibilities.
Got you. Just being a kid.
Yeah. Well, being a kid is always weird to me because, like I said, sometimes I feel like I grew up fast because I had to do certain things that.
No, I get that, but you were still a kid.
Yeah, I was a kid.
You're saying you're still a kid.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So this is not a shot at you. Okay.
Oh, okay.
When you were working, again, this is not a shot. This is not a shot at you.
You sure?
Right, yeah.
It might not be at me, but it feel like it's in my vicinity.
All right. At what level of freedom did you experience at your job?
When they called me in the office, told me I was getting laid off.
Damn. What?
I mean, how much more free can you get than that? Called me in the office and was like, your services are no longer needed, buddy. I mean, they didn't say it like that, but I mean, essentially that's what it was.
And we laughing, but would you want to explain why you feel that way? I understand.
I mean, honestly, I didn't even answer that question seriously. I was just joking, but in reality, there was some level of freedom in that. Because, I mean, you wake up every single day and you go to this company and you doing the best that you can and, for whatever reason, it's just always something.
Okay, gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's the thing. Like, when you work for people, you can be, and I'll just say, I forget working for people. In life in general, sometimes your best is not good enough.
That is true.
Like, it's just, like, your best is not good enough. No matter how hard you try, no matter how many times you try to get on the same page, no matter how many times you try to, do extra hours or ask questions and do all this, for whatever reason, your best sometimes is just not good enough.
Okay.
And so that was kind of what my experience was in that moment of working.
Okay.
So when I got laid off, it was almost like this thing of, well, at least I don't have to deal with that anymore.
Gotcha.
It sucked because I liked my job. I liked the people that I worked with, and I liked what I did. But at the same time, it was this thing of, there was also a lot of stress that came with it. And once I got laid off, there was this freedom of, well, shoot, I can wake up and I don't have to have that stress.
Gotcha.
Like, I can literally get up and do what I wanted to do, to the point to where for the first like two months of me getting laid off, I was getting up and taking my nieces and nephews to school, my little nieces and nephews to school.
Gotcha.
And I didn't really have a lot of time with them. And so that gave me time to spend more with my nieces and nephews. And so,
gotcha.
In all seriousness, that there was some level of freedom when I got laid off.
Okay. I think for me, my job is, because I drive trucks, I have a lot of freedom. I just sit there and
yeah, you do got a lot of freedom with that.
And it seems like, for my company, I work for a very good company. They let us, the truck drivers, they let us do what we have to do. Just deliver the product, don't get no tickets, don't get no accidents, and bring the product back. And just come back. And that's it. So we have, the freedom for me is, I don't have nobody over top. We have a trucking manager, but he lets us do our thing. Because technically, we're the experts.
Right.
And each and every one of us, 3 of us, and each and every one of us drove over the road. Right. So we came off the road, and now we work for this company. So their thing is, you know what? Y'all the experts. This is what you got to deliver. Come on back. Deliver and come back. So for me, that freedom of someone being my own boss, but not really my own boss. And I guess when I used to do roofing, Local 30, and the freedom of just standing on that roof and just looking at, just being able to look over things like that. I think one of the best freedoms I had, and you and I share, and it's gonna sound a little crazy, is when you go up in that plane.
Oh, yeah, skydiving.
And you go 15,000 feet up in the air.
Yeah.
And you jump out of that plane.
Yeah, it's nothing like that.
There's nothing like the freedom of you falling, and it's clear, it's quiet. So before you got a plane, do you say anything when you was going out?
Well, before I jumped out the plane?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I said anything.
Oh, man, I did.
Because I wasn't one of those people that was nervous about doing it. I wanted to do it.
Right.
So the only thing that was really irritating for me was the fact that in the plane that we were in, there's no seats. And so it was like a small plane. So you had to like kneel down.
Okay.
And so because you're going up so high, it takes a while for them to get up to that height. So by the time we got to the point to jump, I couldn't wait to jump. Because my legs was hurting. I'm like, yo, get me off this joint. I'm ready to jump. Right. So it was that for me, but it wasn't any like scared or like nervousness or yelling or nothing like that.
But that's a freedom that not a lot of people experience. Right. And for me, before I jumped out the plane, I looked and I said, this is a great day to die. Because
that's what you was thinking before you jumped out the plane?
Before I jumped out the plane, I know there's a possibility that this may go wrong.
That didn't even cross my mind.
Oh, it crossed my mind. There's a possibility. If it goes wrong, you know what? I say, God, forgive me my sins. Then I say, this is a great day to die. And then I go out.
I ain't mad at that, though. It's just shocking that that's what you thought about. I didn't think that crossed my mind.
Yeah, yes, indeed. It has to. You know what I mean?
But you know why I don't know what the place was like where you were at. I think for me, the reason why I didn't think about any of that, even though they definitely make sure that you know that could be the case.
Yes.
But I think, I did my research on different places before I did it.
Okay.
So I felt very comfortable at the place that I went to. The other part of it too was I wasn't focused on death because one of the reasons why I did it was because I was celebrating my 5 years being cancer-free. So for me, thank you for that, I appreciate that. But when I did it, I was kind of already in this, like, I don't care if I die anyway.
Okay.
So there's a good day to die. Like every day I could die. Like I could have died 5 years ago.
No, I get it.
I was concerned.
No,
so for
I
me,
get it.
When I jumped, it was just like,
the freedom of
the freedom of not even thinking about death.
Right. I thought that then once I got out there, I was like, oh man, can you describe that freedom that you have? I can't describe it.
No, you can't. You can describe it, but it won't resonate with people.
Okay.
That haven't done it.
Okay, I got
you. Like normally when I talk to somebody else, the way that we connect on the conversation is we both say, you can't really describe what it was, but we both know what we mean by that.
Right.
Even though we can't like articulate it.
Right.
We know exactly what we mean when we say that.
Right.
And it happens every single time. When I meet somebody who's ever did skydiving and we talk about what it felt like, that's literally what we say. Yeah. Like, yo, you can't even describe it. Like you just got to, like you got to do it.
And that's for me, it's up in the top 10 of freedoms.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's up in the top 10 of this freedom that I have to able to do this and walk away and talk about it. Ooh, can't get no more freedom than that.
Right. But I want to go back to something else you were just talking about.
Go ahead.
You were talking about
and I want to go back to my water.
The freedom that you have, or the freedom that you have in your jobs. And I think there's something to be said about that because you talked about the fact that your leaders or your bosses felt comfortable with you being like your own boss, basically, because they trusted you to, to handle the task at hand or to do your job.
Yes.
And I think there is something to be said about leadership in the sense that your people people who report to leaders or people who have leaders in their lives should feel free or empowered to do what they need to do.
Gotcha.
And I don't think that that's always the case. I think sometimes you have leaders who they can't release the reins.
Gotcha.
Like it has to be done their way, or they have to know every single detail about what's going on. But you're doing a good job. But because you're not doing it their way, or because they don't have their hand in it, then they might try to make you feel like you're not doing it the right way.
And
there is something to be said about having freedom within your workspace.
And I call that supervisor, boss, upper management, they micromanage. That's what they do. They micromanage that person. Because if I have to know I got to know everything.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
You're micromanaging.
Okay.
Let me do what I do.
Right.
And then if you don't like something or the at the end of the report or whatever is not right, then come back and show me how I should have did it better. Right. Let's have this conversation.
Right.
So yeah, I had a supervisor. I'm not gonna get into that. I had a supervisor like that.
Yeah,
and that just didn't work out.
Yeah, because I mean, I've been on both sides of that, like in life in general. Like I've had bosses who they just for whatever reason they always got to have their hand in whatever you're doing, regardless of you getting the job done. And then you have other ones that they know they showed you the job, they've seen you do the job, and they just trust you to do it, and they don't. They don't make it more than what it is. So that's definitely a wonderful feeling when you can have freedom within your workspace or any space in which there's leadership involved.
Right. So there's sometimes, Beacon, oh gosh, when there's so much chaos going around, it's just chaos going around me. And I have learned how to find peace and freedom in chaos.
Okay.
I don't know where I learned that. There can be a lot. I think, and we talked about this before, I think my freedom is, for me, coming from where I come from. And if there's a lot of chaos, I got that button I hit. You know that button I talk about. I hit that little button, fuck it.
Yes, I'm very aware.
Fuck it button. I just hit that and I don't even care. I'm at freedom, I'm at peace, whatever. And there's times where, and I mean, it's coming at me from all different ways. And I just be like, and then my face just goes blank and I just don't care. I think freedom sometimes when you just don't care, that's the great freedom. Especially like, I just don't care. And then the chaos around you, for me I'm talking about, around me seemed like when I hit the button, it's like it gets more intense. And you know what I do? I just keep on hitting the button. I just don't. I'm just at the point where I just don't care. I think I'm at Family Feud.
It's up there, Steve.
Yeah, no. I'm not Steve. Richard Dawson. Yeah, that's it. Richard Dawson.
You like the boy that was
that old school.
Yeah,
Richard
That was
Dawson.
the boy that was all freaky with the ladies, wasn't it?
Okay, hold on.
No,
I don't know the freedom in that, buddy.
No, but yeah, he had too much freedom. If you talk about the same boy, that's the boy used to be kissing away with the mouth and all that. Yeah, no.
That's the boy, Richard Dawson, man. Don't hate on Richard Dawson.
I'm good on him, y'all.
All right, but yeah, that's there's chaos, and I think it also depends on what the chaos is.
There's freedom and there's taking liberties. I'm still on Richard Dawson. He was taking liberties. I'm sorry, go ahead. My bad. My bad, go ahead.
I think it depends on what's going on around me. If I could do the freedom. Or do I engage in this chaos? And then I don't know how my brain works sometimes, but if I engage in this chaos, it's freedom because now I get to say what I may want to say to you. I get to just be disrespectful. And to me, that's freedom because this is what you want. You want my freedom, so I give it to you. And then there's times where it's just chaos and I just, whatever. All right, whatever. What about you? That's just how I am, man. Hey, listen. Because I've learned in life, as you always talk about, and we talk about, protect your peace.
At all costs.
So if that means all the chaos is around me and my freedom and the freedom that because I have a choice, and this choice is my peace, sometimes I choose to, okay. And then sometimes I choose to, okay, let me put my peace over here. And now my freedom to do what I want to do, I'm happy both ways. What about you?
I don't know, because I feel like I forgot the question. That chaotic answer you just gave me.
The answer.
I'm joking with you.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure.
So that's one of the ways that I free myself from chaos is through laughter. Like I always just try to find the bright side in everything. I'm always optimistic. I always try to bring good energy to everything.
Okay.
When things do get chaotic, though, sometimes I have to step back and question, why am I in this chaotic situation? Is it self-inflicted? Did I put myself in a situation that I really didn't have to put myself in? Because in reality, the older you get, the less chaos you should have in life, I feel. And I could be wrong about that.
No, you're not.
But I feel like when you're younger, you don't really think about your surroundings. You don't really think about the consequences of your actions.
Right.
And so you end up in a lot more chaos when you're younger. But the older you get, you start to realize, wait a minute, I don't have to go to that location. I don't have to hang with this person. I don't have to answer this phone call. Like, it's certain things. And so it's just like there's less and less chaos the more that you prioritize your peace.
Right.
So to answer your question, when things get chaotic for me, I always do this evaluation thing. Like, hold up, why is this so chaotic? Like how did I get here? But a lot of times now, it's really a thing of I don't even have a lot of chaos really, because I know how to prioritize where I want my energy to go.
Gotcha.
And people who are chaotic, they know I don't entertain that, so they don't even bring that around me for the most part. I mean, there's some people, they just don't care, but that's where the protecting your peace comes in. Because when you know that they don't care about your peace, you got to now say, all right, well, I know they don't care about my peace, so now for my peace, I got to make sure that I keep them at arm's distance.
Gotcha.
So that's how I handle it.
Okay. So my final perspective on this, what is freedom to you? Freedom is when you can sit back and no matter what's going on around you, you can still be at peace.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom is also when I can sit there and talk to my spouse and know that my spouse will not judge me. Freedom is when I can sit there and I don't know how I'm gonna make it financially, but I made it.
Mm-hmm.
That's freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom is when I look at my kids or kid that they are in their right mind.
Mm-hmm.
They are not being hurt. They're not being harmed. None of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom is when I go to sleep at night, the next morning, God grant me to wake up.
Mm-hmm.
That's freedom. What about you?
That is freedom. I think my final perspective on this topic is going to be that I would encourage people to find freedom if they haven't found it yet.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I'm saying that is because I know on a day-to-day basis, most people feel like they're overwhelmed with stuff.
Sure.
Like maybe they don't have a handle on their bills, or maybe, they're constantly doing all these things for other people, whether it's their kids, their spouses, both, their parents. And some people feel like they don't even have a moment of freedom for themselves. So I would say that it's important for everybody. Everybody deserves to have some level of freedom.
Okay.
And freedom doesn't look the same for everybody. So we sitting here talking about jumping out of planes and, buying stuff and all these other things. But there's other ways to have freedom. Like we even talked about freedom on your job. Like, do you have the ability to do your job without any stress?
Mm-hmm.
Are there pockets in your day? Are there moments in your day? Because to me, even if the only freedom you can find is like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, that's so important.
Right.
I know a lot of people, as I've gotten older, I've met people that they purposely wake up earlier in the day just so that they can have a moment of peace. Because they know once their day gets started, there's not going to be any peace at all.
Gotcha.
So they might wake up at 5 a.m. just to give themselves 30 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour of peace.
Mm-hmm.
Even as I've gotten older, when I drive in my car, sometimes I don't listen to music in my car. Sometimes I just ride in silence just because that gives me peace sometimes. I can hear myself think. So overall, my final perspective is if you don't have peace for yourself right now, I would challenge you to freedom. If you don't have freedom for yourself, I would challenge you to find that freedom for yourself, regardless of what that looks like and regardless of how much time is allotted. It could be 2 minutes, it could be 5 minutes, it could be an hour if you can find an hour in your day. But just find some way to consistently give yourself some freedom or some free time.
And before we sign off, like, share, and just if you're listening and you like it, have a conversation and find your freedom, whatever it may be.
Yep.
And I'm the coach.
Well, wait, before you do that, because I want to give a shout out real quick to our cousin.
Okay, who's that?
So Tiffany.
Okay.
So our cousin Tiffany, she has a printing business called Custom Creations.
Okay.
2 Ks, a Z at the end of Creations. It's an LLC. And this hoodie that I'm wearing, she actually made for my birthday.
Oh, wow.
But Point Blank Perspectives hoodie.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so.
Wait, hold on. Wait, my.
It wasn't your birthday. Don't worry about it. This was for Jerome Appreciation Day.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay. I was just trying to.
That's an element of its own,
You ain't lying. It sure is. But go ahead.
But I just wanted to give her a shout out because I really do like this hoodie. And if there's anybody looking for any type of custom prints, whether it's for like cups or shirts or whatever the case may be, she does a great job with that type of stuff. So it's Custom Creations, 2 Ks, so Custom Creations, and then Z at the end, and it's an LLC.
Okay, and I want to give a shout out.
Go ahead, give a shout out.
Okay, you're going to help me out with the name. So if you're in the music, okay, if you're in the music and you think you are an aspiring singer, do poetry, he does bar mitzvahs, he does whatever you need to be done, certain things, we know. And so he's at, what's his?
Way Creative Studios.
Way Creative Studios. When you look at the video, what you should be looking at, you're going to see his logo down there. Look him up. He will, if you have a birthday.
I always wanted to do this. It might be right here.
You're right there. And if you got a birthday and you need somebody to to do the music or whatever video, he will do that. Now, also, if you got a birthday or anything and you need a drone, the Beacon does drone. He does it for a fee. I can't tell you what it is because I don't know. But he will get with him and he will. You want to tell more about it? So about your drone fee?
I mean, it's not much to tell. That's pretty much what it is. But if they want to reach out about drone stuff, it's at Beacon of Flight on Instagram because it's not an official business. It's just something that I do and freelance. But that's the best way to reach out to me about the drone stuff.
Okay. So on that note, I'm the coach.
And I'm the Beacon. And this is the Point Blank Perspectives Podcast.
Peace.